Okay, welcome back. Bill Taylor is joining us this morning here on EM Live, and it looks like the sun. I haven't been outside. It looks like the sun's shining.
Oh yeah, it's bright. Still very cold, but it's very
Still
nice
cold.
out. Oh yeah, yep.
A couple things that we have to announce today, and we got some other stuff to talk about too. But number one, you emailed me a couple weeks ago that you have something going on this year that is different to sign up for sporting events with CLYO.
Yes, yep. We introduced online registration. You can do it around the clock. It's open now. We don't have a set date to shut it off right now. We're going to have a physical sign up Saturday, but our hopes is to get people used to going on the computer and signing up and going through the process. It's going to be a lot easier for our databases.
Mm-hmm. Wait, more and more businesses are going to that, signing up on. I mean, my wife does all her business online, basically.
Right,
now.
right.
Banking, the whole thing.
Yep.
So your physical sign up is tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow at
Is it?
Lakeshore. Yep.
I didn't get anything on that. I wasn't aware of that.
Yep. We set it out. We got it in the papers. There was a little bit of a mix-up with the Conneaut Courier with email addresses, but it's in the Star Beacon, and then we put it on our Facebook page, and that's a very powerful tool. Everybody shares it, and the schools were very good to let us use their computer lab, so we can get people in there and, like I say, used to getting online and signing up. You can go to our website at www.clyo.org,
Okay.
and there's a link there that takes you to the registration. Our Facebook page has a link that you click, and it's actually through Active Networks. It's one of the country's biggest sporting online companies.
What's that website again now?
www.clyo.org.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Over the winter, I helped me and another guy built a website, and it's very simple right now.
How do they pay for that on there? Is there a way to?
Yep, you can pay. There's multiple ways. You can do a payment plan, split it up into 2 payments. You can pay debit, credit right there, or you can send a check in.
That probably is helpful there, especially with the 2 payment plan
Right.
to help families out.
Yep. We did go up this year in our registration costs. It's the first time in 10 years. We know how hard it is, coming up with the money, but we have really looked over our finances, and when you take in all the materials and insurance, we had to do it because we were running in the red with baseball every year. So we did go from 55 to 65, and like I say, it's still, from what I've seen, the cheapest excuse me, in the area.
Yeah,
And I wish we could stay lower, but to stay just operating, that's the decision we had to make.
Sure. Are you expecting a pretty good turnout for baseball this year, as far as Little League and that sort of stuff?
I'm hoping. I mean, I didn't have an exact number, but there's probably at least 40 to 50 kids signed up right now online. So.
Is that about normal, or?
I have no way to tell, because all the previous years they went off the signups, the physical signups.
Okay.
So again, right now you can go online anytime and sign up.
Right.
So I have no real way until after tomorrow to know where we're at.
It seems like when I played at Little League, I think you're allowed, back in those days, I don't know what the rule is now, you were allowed 15 kids on a team, and say if you had 12 teams times 15, that would tell you basically, so you were up over 150 kids total back in those days. It seemed like there was a lot of kids.
Yeah, now I mean there's T-ball and coach pitchers are our biggest numbers, and then we're trying to figure out how to keep them coming in, but that's also male and female, boys and girls together.
Right.
So when they get into minors, then they split off, and we've been seeing 3 teams on each, baseball and softball, and you're running 12 to 13 kids. So you figure 36 kids roughly, 72 kids in the minors, and majors each for the boys and girls. The majors
total.
Yes.
Okay.
So about 150. I mean, roughly. And majors, I think we were 3-3 last year.
Yeah.
3 teams on each.
So T-ball's the popular sport for the little ones there.
Yep.
Which they did not have when I was a kid. But the only thing that I remember that we had league or farm team. That was if you didn't make the major little league team, you got to play and it got some place to play anyway. And then what was the other?
Coach pitch.
Oh, that's when the coach pitches the ball to the kids.
Yep. T-ball, we're doing a little bit different. Tammy Hagstrom come up with some fundamentals packages. So this year they're going to be pushing a lot more fundamentals, which I think is great because that's where the kids learn the core of the game. So she's really working hard on that, and I think she's coming up with a kit to give to the coaches.
That's important because a lot of times you see these kids, they don't know where the cutoff throws are going to be made, that sort of stuff.
Right. We're going to try to try that. And like I say, it's Little League come up with an initiative. They're doing it, and they're offering these packages free. So we're going to try that, and they still play games, but it's more about smaller groups of kids and teaching them. So I mean, if you are interested in volunteering, you don't have to know a whole lot about baseball because it'll be handed to you, and it's a great way to spend time.
So you are looking for coaches?
Oh yeah, volunteers, coaches, anybody that wants to help. You, always.
What about umpires? Do you have?
Absolutely, yes. We definitely need umpires. It's hard to find people to umpire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do they have to have any kind of license or anything?
No. I mean, again, it would be nice if we come up with a class we could offer, and we did write a grant to the Conneaut Foundation this year for some safety equipment. But excuse me, usually we have an umpire in chief. Mrs. Paula Giz did it for us last year, and I think she's doing it this year. I'm not sure. And then she did a great job. Got all the umpires lined up, and so everything clicked really nice. Yeah. So I'm hoping that'll work out this year.
Excellent. So tomorrow, what were the times for?
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
At Lakeshore.
Lakeshore, that's down there on Chestnut Street.
Yep, 755 Chestnut Street.
Yeah, so that is open to the kids to want to sign up. Now, the other option you have, as Bill just said, is to sign up online. And you just go to www.clyo.org, and you can get signed up that way. And there is a payment plan in there that you can pick.
And on that note, there's also tabs in there that you download. You can download your medical form, you can download your concussion form, and those have to be filled out and either emailed back to us.
I didn't know that you had a concussion form to fill out.
It's state law.
Is it really?
Yep, state law. We can, if they don't have that filled out and signed, and they get hurt, we can be in a lot of trouble. So it's.
So I mean, they have to tell you if they've had a concussion in the past.
Well, it's just a concussion information sheet. So it's a 3-page packet that explains what a concussion is and how the signs and the symptoms, and then the parent signs, the athlete signs.
You even have that with baseball, then?
Oh yeah, every sport.
Well, see, I never knew that.
Yep,
we never had to go through any of that stuff.
It's a state law now.
Okay. And we never had to go through a medical check either, I don't believe. I think we just signed up to play ball and you went and played ball. That was 50 years ago.
Yeah, the medical release form is just the parents' information for us if there's anything wrong with the child, emergency numbers, doctors, stuff like that, so we can have the coaches have it right on hand.
Excellent. Are you aware of this Nick Armini?
Oh, yeah,
he's got on.
Yep, that's awesome.
Penny wanted me to mention that to you, see if you could talk about that a little bit, because I think tomorrow night is the end.
And 28th, yep. Nick got a hold of me and a couple other of the board members and wrote up an article to East Bay about how bad our complex got hit last year.
Right.
And you can go online and vote. I think it's eastbay.com, and you can put your email address in. And most people have 4, 5, 6 email addresses. You can use any email address that's yours, your kids' email addresses, as many times as you want, once a day.
To vote.
But you can do it every day, but it's only till today and tomorrow is what's left. So go on there and vote with every email address you have, because that $25,000 would be phenomenal.
That's how much CLYO would get for maintenance repair. Right?
They'll actually bring a professional crew in, because the high school uses the fields.
Right.
So that we have that really good relationship there, and they actually bring a professional crew in and do I don't know the specific details, but they come in and do the work.
Okay.
So I think that would be such a blessing.
Ah, man, that would be super. $25,000 would go a long way. You got a personal email here, guy. I want to say this is from Jim Bailey out in Anaheim, California, streaming us. I want to say hi to Bill. he does a great job at the ball field. He puts hours and hours down there, and you don't even know this guy.
I'm not good with names, and I see so many people.
Right.
And I don't want to offend anybody. It's just
he comes here every summer and spends the summer.
Okay,
here.
yes. I think
and
it's
fishes.
Judy. Yeah, oh yeah, yep, my
Judy.
neighbor. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, you live down by that, Judy?
On Sherman. Yep.
Yeah. You live right around the corner from me then.
Yep. Oh yeah. He's always stopping by, and we go down there at the RTV and say hi. And
yeah, good man out in Anaheim, California. Streams us now every day. So
their weather is probably a little bit better than ours.
Yeah, a little bit warmer. As I mentioned before the break, we wanted to talk to Bill, and I've been saying this all week long, Bill, about CLYO's situation down there with this weather. Now, as everybody knows, we've had a terrible deep freeze here. That causes the creek to freeze up. When the thaw comes in, we're hoping that it doesn't happen too fast, but when it does happen, a lot of times, like last year, a lot of those ice flows come up over the bank into the fields and do damage. Do you know how much it cost you last year?
I don't have any idea because we had a lot of donations and a lot of help.
Yep.
It is scary because the best thing we can hope for is a slow melt. I mean, everybody wants warm weather,
right,
but you want a warm, slow, bring it up slow so the ice doesn't jam and back the creek up.
I've covered this for years. Every year, back when I worked at the News Herald, that was one of the major stories. Almost every year is when that would come up, and it would do, because it's low down there. The skip-on field is low in fields now. And those flows come up, and it does tremendous damage.
There's still, like the block dugouts, they're going to need work this year. They have cracks where they've separated. We backfilled a lot of the pads underneath, but from woodchucks or from the water just working its way, it brings the material out, and then the concrete drops underneath.
Okay.
I hope it goes slow. The fences we've gotten straight for the most part, but there's still more that are getting older and rusting off at the bottom, and I'm afraid that if it comes in, it's going to lay them down. I tried to be more proactive this year and listen to some people that said, don't wait. So we got everything out in the fall, so there's nothing in flood level as far as equipment or anything that can be hurt by the water or ice.
Bill, the season last year was actually in jeopardy because you didn't know whether you're going to be able to get that thing opened because of the damage it was caused. Are you looking at that then in the same vein this year?
I don't. It just depends on what happens.
So you don't know.
And last year the ice didn't do a lot. It was more the current, the water and the pressure. Okay. Actually, like back where the bathrooms are, almost like the water followed the road, the bend. It dug out 4 feet deep.
You're
right
kidding?
Right in the driveway, and it took the stones and went straight out in the yard. Then the fence laid over because the debris got up against the fence and made a wall, and then the pressure of the water just laid it right over.
So it was the water that did damage last year.
Right, because the ice wasn't really thick in big pieces. The water is what really did it from in the debris that built up against the fences, and then it just couldn't hold.
See, past stories that I've done down there over the years, many years, is that it was the ice that causes the problems, knocking down fences and doing damage into the fields. I'm hoping that you don't have a quick thaw. I really am, even though I'm looking forward to warmer weather. You don't want it to, like Bill said, happen too quick.
Right. It's scary, we can just hope for the best and know that we prepared better this year by putting everything up top or up above and locked it up in the rafters, and whatever happens, we'll just have to go that much harder to get it ready.
Okay.
We're, like I say, we're always looking for volunteers to come down, and if the building's locked up, you can bring a rake. You can, we've never said that anybody's welcome to come down. When you do come to sign-ups, I forgot to mention, we will have the different forms. If you are interested in helping in any fashion, please bring your driver's license, and we can make a copy of it and fill out a form right there.
Okay.
To run the background for the safety for the kids. It's just, if there's anything that against the child, that's what they're looking for. It's minor things is not.
Right.
So.
Are they going to plan on doing a cleanup down there?
We are. I don't know the exact date. We're going to be talking about that Sunday at our board meeting, and I will definitely get back to you. We push it out on social media and through the power of people sharing it.
Right.
It's amazing how many people it reaches. When I posted the sign-ups, it reached over 8,000 people.
No kidding.
So from people sharing, and
Right.
then you can boost the post if you pay a couple dollars, then they'll advertise for you and try to hit different population in the area, and so it's pretty neat, the power of the internet.
Yeah, it's amazing what social networks do today, taking over really. Okay, you mentioned to me briefly a couple weeks ago that hey, there's a lot of vandalism still happening at CLO. That's been happening for years. That's got to be depressing after all
It
the
is.
work that you put in down there.
It is, and it's just it's pure too much time on people's hands, you know. And it's actually, it wasn't too bad this summer. I was very, very thankful. You know, everybody was very thankful. But it says in the winter, apparently, because of the deep snow, we hadn't been down there, and I went down for the high school, did a couple things, and trekked my way down in and found some disturbing things, and it makes you mad, but it makes you more sad too, more than angry. Just to think of
people,
why, you know.
And they do that at Valley Park, ripping trees out and all that sort of stuff. It's terrible. It's a sin, and hopefully these people will be caught. They're causing this trouble.
On that note too, we had an interesting, before I forget, a letter come in at a board meeting. It was read to us. Even if I remembered the name, I wouldn't say it. But we got a letter telling us about, and this person is older now, and said when they were young, they had went down and broke in and knew how to get in easily, and took candy and over the years, and they wanted to make right, so we got a check.
No kidding.
And I'll tell you what, that really was nice. It's not even the point of the money. It was that somebody, you know, said, hey, that many years ago, and wanted the right. And
that is great.
That is what it's about. That they found, you know.
And to put that into perspective, you know, when you're a kid, you do stupid things, you make mistakes, and this person grew up and righted or wrong. That's a good story.
It is. It put a smile on everybody's face when it was read. So it was. That, and we have been making improvements. We put a batting cage up down there.
Oh, did you?
So we have a full 75-foot batting cage.
Where located at?
Right where the garage is. It's right behind the garage. So it's centralized in the park.
Okay.
So that everybody can get access to it. You know, that nobody has to go from one end of the field or complex to the other.
Okay.
Almost 100% of the items were donated. So if we would have had to put this up and pay for it, it'd have been $7,500 to $8,000.
No kidding.
We were able to, the Flanagan family donated the batting cage, so we went down and tore it out. Mike and Lisa, Dave Levesque and Jen donated the excavator for us, for me to go in and dig it out the ground. Let me make sure I get everybody. Hugh Ingram hauled it for us, no charge. And then the cool thing was, Matt Mayer gave me a couple numbers, and he said, hey, call these people up. We do a lot of business with them with concrete. So I called Cash and Ready Mix out of Madison, and they donated 100% of the concrete.
No kidding.
So the whole the pad's completely concreted. 75 foot by, I think, 18 and a half.
Last fall?
That's late summer, fall.
Is that right?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Tom Daub poured the concrete at a pretty reduced rate, and finished it for us. And there was a couple board members that were down there helping. My dad was down there helping. There was just a lot of help going on. It was really good to see.
Okay.
So
who's your dad? Your dad?
Brad Taylor.
Brad. Okay.
And like I say, Tammy was down there helping. Mike Hatch. So it was very, very good.
Bill, I wanted to ask you, when does the baseball season actually open? Do they have tryouts like they used to?
No, and it's funny because I've had other people ask, and I'm so involved in it, but I don't know because I'm always so busy. I think around mid-April is when we start trying to
usually, I remember when I played, it was cold. It would be cold out.
1st of May is when we started games last year.
Okay.
So, and we finished middle of June to late June.
Yeah.
And then All-Star started.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, the season kind of whips through. I mean, it happens real quick.
Right,
right. I always thought they would go into October or something. I remember a guy telling me, "This isn't the major leagues, Pat. This is Little League," because Little League World Series is in the summer too. I mean, that happens. I think in August or maybe September. I don't know, but it's still warm. It's still warm when they have
Right.
that.
They have we have soccer that we have to get into. So
Soccer.
you have, the problem
You got
is
football.
football. We only have so many months to cram all of these sports in, and they start overlapping, and it's an ongoing discussion. It's so hard to get that many sports in. You don't want to have to make the kids pick.
Right.
But when you only have so many months, it becomes very difficult in trying to lay it out.
Soccer, is that an early sport too? Is that?
It starts in August, July.
Oh, it's later. Okay.
July, yep.
After baseball.
They kind of, like, all stars will overlap with soccer, practice a
Okay.
little bit, and it affects the few people on all stars that play soccer. Actually quite a few of the all-star kids do play soccer or football. But it's all about the VPs of the leagues. They, get together and meet, and we try to work out schedules so football and soccer can coincide with each other, and the best that they can, and usually works out very well. And again, anybody that's interested in jumping in, we're trying to form some committees. Not even working, if you're interested in just helping set things up, working too. I mean, Brian Sperlin, he's another guy that comes down. He was down there with me all year doing things. Just his kids, my son's age, and just started getting involved. I'd call him, and we'd just go down on a Saturday and pick something to do and do it.
Wow.
So I mean, there's all kinds of opportunities. You don't have to be a board member to help. It's a good way to make sure our kids aren't out vandalizing things and aren't out, running the streets. We can have them down there and have them healthy and doing some exercise and having some fun.
Excellent.
We've been hosting birthday parties down there. That seems to be a popular thing last year.
Oh, how's that work?
Families just go down and cook, and then their kids go out and have a pickup game. And
Really?
so
That's neat.
Yep, it's open for anybody. That's what the park's for.
Yeah, that's great.
Legion has a couple teams this year that they're going to be using, so I believe they have a couple 14U teams. So Jim Tupa is going to be coming to the meeting and laying it out for us, and
I had him on the show a couple weeks ago.
it's really a lot of cool things coming up and working in. The high school will be starting, firing up and down there. So
Sure. Excellent stuff. And I wish you a lot of success, because a lot of work goes into CLYO, and I'm sure you could use all kinds of help because you're so busy down there. And
now, God willing, I pass my state boards, I will be working full time, which hasn't happened in quite a while with just circumstances.
Right.
So I've been, making contacts. We have a couple fellas that like to go down and mow during the day. John Eaton's been going down and gives him something to do.
Yeah.
Mike Kennedy's helped me out. I mean, if I forget somebody's names, I'm sorry. A lot of people do come down and help. So, if that's something you feel like you're interested in doing and you have some hours during the day, please get in touch with me, and we can, go over the equipment and go down and get on and mow.
Well, I'm hoping that you get some response from this because that's important to have people helping out. It's been, we've lost Harry, and he was an instrumental part of that for many years, and he is greatly missed.
People are seeing now, we've been talking about it. They're seeing just how much work he did. By the last year or two, there's a couple things that have started falling off because you're trying to keep up with the mowing and the everyday things that have to be done. So some of the building, starts falling off. So that's where we want to try to get, so maybe guys that are retired to go down and mow. If we can keep that going, then I can start heading up some of these other projects.
Right.
And we've been doing a couple things every year, so we're going to try to keep that pace and keep it going in the right direction.
Did you have any other announcements that you wanted to make before I let you go?
Just, come get your kids involved. Like I say, we are looking for people to be on committees if they want. There's no board member that have to sign up. Now, soccer and football will be signing up online too. We don't have that open. We're still working on the details of that and getting everything input with the company. But you will be able to go up and sign up for soccer and football online the same way. It'll be a different database. But like next year, if your kids are playing baseball, softball, you go back in, all you do is sign in and click whatever sport you want, all your information is already in the database.
Okay.
So when you go in, you just make an account, and like I say, there's links on our Facebook and on our webpage. If you have any questions, our email address is info@clyo.org. I try to, me and a couple other board members monitor it, and we try really hard to, every couple days at least, to make sure we get out and send it out. So.
Okay. Don't forget, tomorrow is, if you want to do a physical sign up with CLYO, it is going to be held at Lakeshore School from what time?
10 to 2, and we will
10 to
have donuts. We'll have bagels from the new bagel shop here in Conneaut. My cousin
There you
owns. They're great, so we'll have some stuff to eat. So.
And that's from 10 to 2 tomorrow at Lakeshore School, and that's off of Chestnut Street.
Correct. Yep.
Now I got to ask you before I let you go there, Bill, is you said you got to take some tests or something here for, what'd you call it, finals or?
Well, I've been going to school for a couple years, and I graduated in December. So now I graduated with occupational therapy assistant degree, and
That's what you want to get into?
yeah, I have to take my state boards. Once I take those and pass, then I can start practicing.
Really? Where would you work? I mean, would you work locally? Or?
I hope. I did a rotation at ACMC outpatient where we worked with upper shoulders, kids that need different fine motor skills, work with handwriting, schools. So there's a lot of different possibilities.
Oh, good for you.
I want to go up to the VA and try to let them know my name and maybe get in with prosthetics, and
Okay.
I know a thing or two about.
Yeah, and you do. Are you a veteran?
No, I got hurt on the job.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we do have a lot of veterans that thank God for their service, and they paid an ultimate price with their leg or life. And
Absolutely. That
can't
was
say
very
enough
evident.
about that.
Very evident in that movie I watched the other day, American Sniper.
Oh.
It was a very touching movie. And what the outcome was at the end for Chris Kyle. Well, thank you. Keep up the good work. And I'd like you to come in more often if you get a chance, Bill. As we head into the season here, keep us
Okay.
up to date on the field.
Absolutely.
Certainly we can get the word out. If you need more volunteers or help out there, we'll do that for you.
Our board's awesome. There's so many different people doing different components of it. It's I usually am the one that just pops in the morning. Most of them are at school working or different. So it takes a whole crew and that's just one component.
Make it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of behind the scenes work that nobody knows it's getting done.
Oh,
Those
sure.
people we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Absolutely. Good. Wish you luck.
Thank
And
you.
good luck with the state board thing you got to do on Tuesday.
Yeah, a little nerves, but
Yeah, you'll do fine.
been working on it.
Yeah, you'll do fine.